Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, and another Christopher Hill's classic tools from the middle 1970s, 1975, Supersonics. He has a book by that name, Christopher Hill's. He's one of the famous people in the subtle energy industry of his time. He was a person who wrote the book that brought spirulina to everyone's consciousness. He was a Brit. He had several things going. He wrote many books. He developed lots of different tools. This is one of his famous boards, the Supersonic Awareness Meter. And these are kind of silly little things, but they're fun. This is history, people. You're not going to see this anywhere else. I'm not even sure many of these have survived. This is about as rare as hen's teeth, as they say. And I don't know how many of these made, but he made quite a few of these little boards, which are basically just wooden boards. You can see how this is kind of taped on here for this meter, which is basically a meter. It's a pendulum chart, basically. You'd hold the pendulum over it and get certain readings. Now, this right here is basically, this does turn somewhat. This is screwed down in here as a actual actually, that's an antenna of sorts that you hold the pendulum over. And, of course, you have all these different areas to represent awareness meter. And this will tell you, kind of where someone is at, where you're personally at. Very interesting. And he's had a lot of these. And, again, this is really just a piece of board. Of course, it's a little chipped on the edge, but this is what you would use. And you use pendulums over this, do psychic readings, etc. And these are really fun. You got to remember, this is also 1975, so there wasn't much like this out there. I mean, you'd rarely see a radionic instrument back then in the United States, even though he did make a few machines, and I have one of his, and I will show it to you in the future here. Let's take a look at that. Supersonic, as I said, he has a book out there, Supersonic. It's a classic book. It's often difficult to find, even though it pops up now and again, and generally the prices aren't too bad, even though he talks about it. But he talks about sensing these energies, big into pendulums, as I said, into health. Oddly, at the top of his fame, he got some mysterious illness and died from it, from a guy who was so health-based, etc. We just don't know what that was. We have absolutely no idea what this rare illness he all of a sudden just got. Well, these things happen, but of course it reeks of conspiracy of someone who was a mover and shaker in the alternative health industry. You have to really wonder sometimes what happens with all these things. So I hope you enjoy this. This is history, people. You'll see this nowhere else. A fantastic opportunity to see this classic tool once in your entire life. And of course, it comes from IGOS, who have saved everything. Remember, we need your support. Those that want to learn more about this tool and others need to go to Patreon or All Access membership, and you'll be able to see more in-depth looks, instructions as we walk you through the use of so many different tools. And, of course, you get to see things that others won't see. So this is a special membership supporting us. All these things cost money. All these things take time and energy to get out there. We need your support. Until next time.